Hey, I want to share something with you guys. You guys do know that the PS5 Pro is supposed to be coming out on November the 7th, apparently. You guys know how much that costs, right? I told y'all that I can't drop, gaming news because if I don't find anything that's not interesting, then I'm not going to drop it. But I thought this was interesting. Um, Says PS5 disk drive are sold out everywhere, but scalpers have them primed for profit. Now, I should have seen this coming. The point that I'm making is that everybody's trying to go digital. Now, I just bought a Steam Deck. So I knew that when I bought that Steam Deck, that Steam Deck ain't got no disk drive nowhere. I mean, it just don't. I knew what I was getting into when I bought it, right? So that don't bother me. I have no, I'm not buying a PS5 Pro because I'm tapped out on money. I just bought that. You know, I just bought that Steam Deck, man. That thing was not cheap. But anyway, it's something I want. It's a little hobby of mine. I got my little toys in here. I'm in my gym room. I'm getting ready to work out. Well, let me read this to you. I start share it to you. I hope this is not long. PS4 Pro customers are unable to get the PS5 disc drive for the new console as scalpers hike the prices up, hike the prices for. Uh, they're just hiking the prices up. Okay, so there's 47 comments in here. I want to read some of these comments. It says, it's sad that it comes to this. Sony should have just sold the PS5 Pro with the damn drive and made it so everyone who purchased one had the options of getting one at the same time. This one got downvoted, by the way. And then somebody came back and said, it's funny that you got downvoted for saying this. Whoever downvoted you is an absolute loser. Then the other comment was, in the US at least, the option to add the drive to the Pro order is available. It was then. It still is now. You can buy it by itself as well from directplaystation.com. Same with the stand. So, because the stand is, you got to buy it separately too. Crazy. I just added the drive to the cart on the directplaystation.com. If it were sold out, I would not have been able to do that or proceed to the checkout screen. So this guy must have got one. Then this other guy said, it's amazing to me how silly these people are just believing that it's sold out because an article said it is, LOL. And he says, they don't even bother to look. It also at Walmart, you can get it from Amazon resellers if you're desperate. Another comment said, it's amazing how there are different countries than the US. Mind blowing, I know. Then this comment says, in the UK, it's sold out everywhere unless you want to buy it off the wankers trying to make a profit. That's the UK's people. They use wankers. It's funny when they say that. Not all countries can order from PlayStation Direct. For example, in Australia, the only drives available are on eBay for 300 to 500. So that was the comment. Here's another comment. Yeah, have a few friends that had traded in their base model for the Pro and have a large physical library so they can't play a large portion of their games again. Australia's going digital here will mean paying up 40% extra for a new game. That's in Australia. I got one off Best Buy a month ago, but it's silly how Sony just can't just increase production. I agree. They knew people would need disk drives, as not everyone who jumps to the Pro wants an all digital world. This is comments I'm reading to you. Okay, so here's another comment. I imagine production isn't the issue. It's people who don't need them taking supply away from the actual demand. Perhaps another issue would be low allotments for various regions due to the unexpected demand. I forget the details, but I'm pretty sure the article recently stated something like 70% of PS5 have disk drive, yet something like 80% of the game sales are digital. I know I'm a bit off, but I feel like it was somewhere in the ballpark. Okay, so I'm reading this comment, right? He's not there. That being said, in the US, the drives have been easily available since the Pro was announced. I can't speak for other countries, but when scalpers enter the building, they skew the demand. Last thing, any business wants to ramp up production and be stuck holding the bag. That's just bad business. That was a long comment. This comment said, "Yeah, I feel a lot of these games are smaller indies or really cheap games that are on sale. I got Need for Speed payback for like $2 a few months back. Games that I want, I tend to buy physical on release." This is a person making a comment. Now I'm reading you all these comments. This was a day ago. Why would Sony increase the production of disk drives if they want to force adoption of digital? Yeah, I can see that. I got a comment about that one. None in stock anywhere in the UK other than the scalpers on eBay. I do agree though. Sony should really have plenty in stock ready for the Pro release. That's another comment. They just restocked the P-Direct US website today. UK will follow soon. That somebody said it got restocked. Okay. Here's a long one. I'm almost done with all these comments. I just thought I'd share this with you guys. Because the PS5 is coming out November 7th. Today is November 5th. Is there any more incentives to buy digital? Most wouldn't even care if it didn't come without a disk drive. If tomorrow they come out and say they own what you buy digitally and start having better sales, the pre-order discount, I think most would probably not think twice about going full digital. Maybe also start making it standard to download only a portion of the game you want to play and not force updates. They're actually just a DLC. Stuff like that would convince people, maybe even digital trade in for physical collections. The all digital experience is much better on PC. Yeah, PC is basically all digital. I mean, they really are. One, because price are better, and two, piracy ensures consumers don't get screwed over with the license BS. People just need to people need to feel sure of their purchase. That's a long comment. And I'm almost done. It says, I like what you're saying. The tricky part of the digital is a console isn't an open platform. So them giving players any extended rights makes for potential big legal practice hurdles for them down the road. But plenty of stuff they could do with it, no issues. But sometimes getting the game the second it unlocks is all it takes as far as new releases go, which is why I bought Kingdom Hearts 3 digitally and physically. And then I think I'm almost done. Yep, I got 3 more comments. Let's start sharing this with you guys. So I wouldn't go, this other commenter said, I wouldn't go full digital ever, even if they say they own it. They won't ever let you sell it. You will always need to be online to verify your purchase. True. And just like having physical copies, maybe because I'm older, this person's older, I get what he's saying there. And 2 more comments. It says, well, that be some of the other incentives. No forced online check-ins and maybe even trade digital games. The issue is them, not us. Companies don't want to meet halfway. Games off the GOG don't need online verifications. We've been throwing around the idea of selling digital purchases for over a decade. I'm just realistic because the way we're moving seems to be heading towards all digital, whether we want it or not. It seems to be true, but so far they're only made us hate digital more than embrace it. And that's true too. That's why I'm reading all you guys. I'm reading all these comments to you guys. I thought this was an interesting you know, interesting topic. Last but not least, it says exactly. Google did this years ago when they were trying to compete with iTunes. Everyone who bought digital music on Google Play suddenly didn't own the music anymore. It's just gone. So I just thought this was a very good article because the article says PS5 disc drives are sold out everywhere, but scalpers have them prime profit. Now, there are people that really gets into the digital stuff. It don't really bother me. I own a lot of digital movies. I own a ton of physical movies. I own quite a bit of old school physical, video games. I'd rather have physical video games than digital. But then again, I do buy digital games. But Sony is stuck between rock and hard place because let me ask you this. Think about this. If Sony was so heck bent, I'm trying to stop cussing, heck, you know what that heck bent on going all digital, then they wouldn't even make the disc drive. But they know that would affect their sales. See what I mean? They would affect their sales. Same way with the PS5. They had the PS5 when they announced it was PS5 and the PS5 discless, all digital one. Even though the digital one did sell, but they did a survey and they said there's still a whole lot of people that prefers, physical copies. But there are some people, man, that they don't buy nothing physical. They just buy digital. The problem with buying stuff digital is you gotta rely on the internet. You better make sure you pay that bill every month, which most of you probably do. But my problem is when a storm comes through, knocks your internet out or your internet goes down or something like that. But you have electricity. I constantly keep saying this. You have electricity, you can still play your games because you got the game that's already on your disc. Now, I'm not sure because I'm not really hip to all this stuff. But I know somebody told me that there's some games that come out and you still have to, they don't have everything on the disc like back in the old days, So I don't know that part because I'm all new to the game. I just came aboard, man. I don't know. Let's see. Maybe 20 years ago, back when Resistance came out. I was always interested in video games, though. So, what I'm saying in closing is that they want us to go all digital, right? But if they want you to go all digital, then how come they are just going to flat out say, this is coming out and this is all digital and we are not making a disc drive? All right? So it says, we're not going to even make, we're shutting down all our physical copy places that makes physical copies for the PS5 from here on out. I bet you $5 they can't do that because it will affect their sales. The only way they can pull that off is they're going to have to wait another 15 years where some people are going to eventually drop off and their kids and their grandkids are not going to be into physical copies because my grandkids, when they get their phone, they just pop it on, bam, everything's right there. So daggone well, they ain't going to be in nothing physical. None of my kids are going to be in anything physical. My oldest grandson, I think he just turned teenager. He ain't going to be into nothing physical because he's always been playing on the Nintendo Switch I bought him, and then he played that Fortnite. I don't think that's got any type of physical thing in there. But the point I'm making real quick is I just thought it was ironic that Sony makes a PS5 Pro. And then again, I don't really think that many people's buying the PS5 Pro. But then again, there probably is a lot of people buying the PS5 Pro. But I don't have no use for the PS5 Pro. And I'm not dropping no $700, especially after I drop money for that Steam Deck. And that Steam Deck don't have anything physically on there. But see, I knew that when I bought that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not like I went in blind, you know. I bought that because it's just a new toy to me. You know, I just wanted to dip my toe in the PC world. So that really is not a big deal, you know. Some people say, well, why you say you ain't got no daggone money? You're always talking about you're broke. I am broke, but I still got my toys, you know. As long as my rent's paid, my electricity's paid, I got food in the refrigerator, I got gas in the car, I got my car insurance, everything up to date. I'm good, man. I'm good. That's just me and my cat. I ain't been, you know, I thank God for where I'm at, man. You know what I mean? And I sunk a lot of money in this gym room. I sunk a lot of money in my truck. You know, I'm trying to redo my truck, but I can only spend like $1,500 a year on that truck just to get it back up. Sometimes I don't even have that. Sometimes I only have $800. And I go to the body shop and say, how much will cost to fix this? And they say, well, it'll be this much. And it's like, man, body shops are not only go to this one body shop, and they're so good that I just will not go to nobody else. So the reason why I'm sharing all that, which is because I knew what I was doing when I got that Steam Deck. That Steam Deck is not cheap. It was a little pricey. But if Sony was so determined to force us to go digital, then how come they just won't cut it out altogether? I know they're trying to gradually cut it out. Gradually, you know, because they can't afford it. I don't care what they say. You saying, oh yeah, it's gonna be an all digital world. My friend Chuck I always tell you guys about, he told me he hasn't bought a physical copy in a long time. Now I first met him, he used to go to GameStop back in the day, and he'd get off work and he said, I'm going to pick up my physical copy. But as he got older, he just went away from that. Now he got maybe a few physical copies, but he's all digital. There's some YouTubers that says they're all digital. But I'm just saying that I don't want to do that. But then again, I'm kind of up in age, you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is that they could have made the disk drive and just made sure there was a bunch of them, but they didn't do that. And then the scalpers obviously is going to sit there and go, well, we know. Well, why would the scalpers go and buy all those disk drives? I mean, you think about that. Why would the scalpers buy all them disk drives? If we're supposed to be going to an all digital world, the scalpers would have been like, man, I ain't buying that disk drive. I ain't going to sit on all them disk drives, man, because, you know, everybody's doing digital. Really? Really? Then why did they go out and buy them? See what I mean? They're sucking them out. They're sucking them out of stock, and everybody's buying these PS5 Pros, and some of these people got physical copies. So they got the PS5 Pro, they traded in their PS5, maybe, I don't know for sure. But now they can't play their backups of games on the PS5 Pro due to the fact that the disk drive is not available. You know what I mean? And so it's kind of, I don't know, man. I don't know how I'm trying to word this, because I'm saying that if the scalpers I don't see the scalpers taking a chance and sucking out all the inventory on the disk drive, knowing in the back of their mind that most of these people buying the PS5 Pro and they're going to buy the disk drive. You know what I mean? I'm just trying to figure out how come Sony didn't have those available when they ordered it, though. Why? If they ordered it, see, that's the thing I have a problem with. If I ordered back when they announced the PS5 Pro, I would have ordered it and ordered the disk drive. But I can't see buying the PS5 Pro when I have the PS5. Also, my PS5, it came with a disk drive and the stand. Now Sony's trying to make all that stuff, you know, separate. So I'm getting ready to pump some iron here. I'm running a little late. I just thought that was an interesting topic. Because I'm like, all right, Sony, you want to do all this? I want you to stop all production on all your DVD, all your physical copies. I want you to stop them all. I want you to shut everybody down. I want you to go all digital right now. Bet you $5 Sony would say, oh man, we can't do that. We can't do that yet. We can't do that yet. Like for instance, and I'll leave you on this. I like collecting movies, all right? So I've been noticing that some of the 4Ks are kind of getting a little pricey. Why? It's because they're trying to see how high they can go up on price to see if we're that. that desperate to buy, physical copies. You know what I mean? Because I like collecting physical copies. But I have noticed that some of the physical copies for the 4Ks are keep going up. So what they're doing is they're trying to push it to the top to see where the limit at, where the cutoff was. And if they stop, let's just say if the sale starts declining, then because what they're doing is they're either trying to price it out to where you can't afford it, or they're trying to make it to where you have to go to a third party who will develop a physical copy for people like us, and you have to buy it from them and still cost you more money. Because they're trying to push all the streaming, and they're trying to push everything internet that's on the internet, so you can be on the internet, so you can be hooked on the internet, so you can just rely on the internet, which is, I ain't saying anything's wrong with the internet, but what I am saying is that you got, and my internet goes down, dude, I got plenty of movies to play. I have games on my PS3 and my Xbox 360 that I can play because those games have already been played over and over and they're old. So, but like I told y'all before, if you tell Sony today to shut down all production and all making physical copies and make an announcement on the great, wonderful land of YouTube, and all the YouTubers get a hold of that, and they says, hey, this is so-and-so, and blah, blah, you know how YouTubers are. And today, Sony just made a shocking announcement. They are shutting down all things. If you don't get these physical copies, 9 months from now, they will not be available. Man, please. Sony can't afford that. They can't afford it. They can't afford it. The only person that really prepped themselves for that is Microsoft. They kind of prepped themselves for that. They only make a few physical copies because they're too busy trying to build up that Game Pass. But man, I'm subscription out. But hey, that's just my take. What do you think? Have a good one.